Today's episode is brought to you by Audible.com. Go over and get you a free audiobook 30-day free trial over at www.audibletrial.com/nerdcave. You can be picking up Timothy Zahn's new book, Thrawn. It's freaking awesome. Or you can get Ahsoka. You can get all these Star Wars books because everybody loves Star Wars. If you don't love Star Wars, what are you doing with your life? There's over 180,000 titles, though, to choose from. You can get it on your iPhone, your Android, your Kindle. And if you have an MP3 player and what are you doing with your life, you can get that there as well. So go over to audibletrial.com/nerdcave and grab you one of those new books. Get smart. We read at the Nerd Cave. We read. Build it beautiful. Wonder Woman opens with a $11 million in Thursday night previews. Wonder Woman is off to a good start in the domestic box office. According to Box Office Mojo, the Gal Gadot-led DC motion picture picked up an impressive $11 million in the box office on Thursday night. Just Thursday night. That's
insane.
That makes Wonder Woman 2017 third highest grossing film in terms of North American preview numbers. It only trails Batman and Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast, see, it all works out.
Yep.
Josh Gad's going to be in Batman.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm trying to find the, what is it, 6 Degrees, Kevin Bacon or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do that with Beauty and the Beast and Batman.
It's the Nerd Cave's 7 degrees of not reading.
Yep.
Beauty and the Beast at $16.3 million and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 at $17 million. The box office projections say that Wonder Woman is expected to bring in $100 million this weekend, which it did.
Mm-hmm.
So it broke $100 million, which is
incredible.
awesome. Which would certainly put the film directed by Patty Jenkins on track to be a major commercial success. The film also is off to a strong start internationally, having made an estimated $18.7 million in foreign debut. Additionally, Wonder Woman is doing well critically thus far. Let's go to the next one, and then we'll talk about Wonder Woman in depth. Okay. Wonder Woman's sequel will reportedly be set in contemporary times. We kind of figured that.
I mean...
She went back in the past. She did the Captain America kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, like, he fought the Nazis. She fought them before they were Nazis.
Yeah, she fought the pre-Nazis.
Yeah. The preemies.
The preemies. The preezies.
The pre-nazi. Anyway.
Yeah.
In an event that Warner Brother greenlights a sequel to Wonder Woman, which they would be fools if they did not.
Yeah, considering how well it's done, they'll greenlight it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. If they've made... that
much money in such a short amount of time.
Yeah.
They're gonna. And if they didn't, it would also make them look really bad.
Oh yeah. They would be dumb. They would be like,
yeah.
We don't like money and we don't like the public actually liking our movie.
So we're just gonna ignore it for now. It's gonna get
yeah. According to Hollywood's director Patty Jenkins is prepared to helm a follow-up to the film that takes Gal Gadot's Diana Prince to modern day. It is important to note that while the second Wonder Woman movie has not officially been greenlit by Warner Brothers, Gal Gadot and Jenkins are contractually committed to make another movie.
And the movie's already out, so.
Yeah, the movie's already out, so they're contracted to do another one.
Yeah.
Which I'm fine with. Patty Jenkins.
She did a fantastic job.
Yeah, especially she was more of a TV director before this.
Yeah.
But she did... For her first really outing, other than Monster, she made Monster that had Charlize Theron in it, where it was a very feminist, empowering kind of movie, but in a really dark way. She was murdering people, and she was a prostitute that murdered men to.
I mean, hey, Chasey Bliss.
So, we're gonna talk about Wonder Woman.
Woo.
In all of this, since we're already talking about Wonder Woman, but we're not gonna spoil it.
No.
So you don't have to worry about that. We went and watched Wonder Woman.
I got a special pin. They were giving out special pins. I don't know why Zach and Amy, they didn't give them the pins.
Because it was utter chaos.
Yeah.
It was utter chaos, and...
I saw them. I assumed it was for people only going to see IMAX. But he gave me one anyway, so I was like, cool, I'm not going to say no.
They have these kiosks now. They used to have them outside, and then they took them away when our theater changed.
Yeah.
And then... What happened was Fandango used to let you just show the thing. It was like a digital ticket, and they just hit it, and it would
Yeah.
say that you've got your tickets or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh no, now you've got to go and get them printed. So you'd walk up to the box office and you'd get them printed from there. But now it's like, oh, you can only go to these kiosks, and they only have freaking 2.
Are you sure that? Because whenever we saw Guardians of the Galaxy, I ordered mine online and showed them my phone.
They wouldn't do it for me and Amy.
Huh?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah. Yeah, it sucks. But anyway, so it's just like all these like mad people are just like not. It's just all yeah. But anyway, there's my movie experience for that. But the movie,
So good, so good. If you
Yes.
have not seen it, like I get it, it's been a crazy weekend, but whenever you get a chance, please go and see this movie because
Yeah.
it's literally like it's a historical movie now.
yeah,
Because first like huge superhero movie with not only with a female lead but also female director.
Yes.
Like that's amazing.
yes,
I mean, it's sad that it's taken us long to get to that, but it was incredible.
like a lot of people. I remember when Gal Gadot got cast as Wonder Woman, and everybody's like, "That's not how Wonder Woman looks," and all of this kind of crap. And I'm just like,
Whenever they announced her, I was excited. I was like, oh my god, like she's gonna be perfect for
Yeah.
that role.
I remember that time happening. I'm
No,
just
I
like,
do remember that,
I'm just
yes.
like,
Really?
okay, I don't think what the comic books have drawn for so many years is
Yeah.
realistic.
Because they have, it's like the woman is like doing that with her body, like doing like a full like 180 with her top spine and not
Oh
like,
yeah,
her, like her waist down. I'm
Yeah.
like, bodies don't work like that, guys.
yeah. But once they started showing her in the suit and more stuff started coming out, more people started getting on board.
Yeah.
When Batman versus Superman came out, that was like the shining spot.
She was the best part of the movie for me.
like in that song.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, the movie was fantastic.
Absolutely amazing.
Like, give me your thoughts on it.
I enjoyed every second of it. I've seen some people online like giving their opinions on it, and I totally agree with them. Like, never because it starts off with them on Themyscira, and like nothing is sexualized. It just shows these incredible bad A women fighting. Yeah. They're not in like super skimpy outfits.
Like they're pretty much all in armor.
Yeah, they're all in armor the entire time, and which leads me to like the fight choreography in that movie was astounding.
Oh yeah.
It was really well done, and it was very clean, and like the first fight scene that you see, like just everyone flipping, firing arrows off, incredible. And I thought because my friend and I, we didn't really know a whole lot about the movie going into it, and just seeing like them like the way they advertised Chris Pine, I was like, oh, he's gonna be her tragic like love story guy.
Oh yeah. He was
That's
almost the
not
damsel in distress.
Yes, but yeah, it's exactly what I thought when like she first meets him. This
Yeah.
is not a spoiler, by the way. They showed that in the trailer. Like,
Yeah.
It's not a spoiler. So and also speaking of Chris Pine, I loved his character. I thought he did a really good job with it. But yeah, like I just the entire time I'm just like yeah, like it felt so empowering, and I'm just my main thing was that like I know that. I'm so happy for little girls now because like I know that as a little girl, like had I seen that movie, Wonder Woman would have been my ultimate hero. I would have looked up to her, no matter what. I would have wanted to dress up like her every Halloween. And now little girls today have that, and so now they have this incredible. I mean, the most recent example was with Rey.
Yeah,
like,
I was about to
after
say
Force
that.
Awakens came out, like you saw little girls dressed up like Rey everywhere, which was amazing. And now we're gonna have Rey and Wonder Woman, So for little girls to have this incredible role model to look up to it's great.
Yeah, and I'm glad that it's like this whole women empowerment thing started a while ago, but
yeah.
it's been very, like you said, sexualized for a long time because the first real female superhero that we saw on screen was Black Widow in the modern time, but like she is overly sexualized.
Yes, she is, which is a shame because she's an incredibly like bad A character.
Yes.
But Marvel needs to get their act together.
Yeah, and like you could definitely see that from this now. Like compared to Wonder Woman, yes, she looks like a woman. She's attractive, but it's not like here's boobs.
No, and then like
know?
oh no, I've been hit by a bomb. All my armor fell off, kind of thing. Which, and I saw someone, and I love the way they phrased it. It was like after seeing Wonder Woman, it was like the first time you put on glasses, you didn't realize just how bad things were until you saw that this movie that was totally not catered for like a man's gaze.
Yes.
Like and I love the way they phrase it. Like, so like yes, like you don't realize how bad it is until you get something that's completely opposite of what you've been given so far.
And like what in my review, which will be up by the time this is up, I talk about how Wonder Woman follows her own moral compass the whole time.
Yes, she has her beliefs and she sticks to it. Like it's because a lot of the times in movies like that, it's like, oh no, I don't know what I believe anymore.
Yeah, like they
she
compromise.
Has a little bit of that, but it doesn't like contradict her belief. It's more like, oh, things are different, but I still have my beliefs.
Yes,
which was amazing.
And and a lot of it was like because it's set in World War I. You all know this by now, but it's also where, of course, men are in power at this point, and it's these very closed-minded kind of ideas and how they're approaching things. And one of the best scenes, I'm not going to ruin it, but where she tells them,
yes, I know exactly. That was amazing. Like I remember, like throughout the entire like movie, I was just like, yeah,
like it was perfect, and
they handled it very well.
Like you said it best. Like this is what we needed. Like this is what everybody needed, and it really shows how women should be portrayed in movies.
Yes, it absolutely does.
It's no longer the damsel in distress. A man doesn't have to save somebody. You can do it yourself. You can save yourself.
Yeah, like literally, I don't think except for like one time that I'm not going to spoil. Like no one ever has to save her. She's always saving other people. Yeah, it was amazing to see that.
Yeah, and like. There was a few things that didn't really make a lot of sense when, like, Apache Chief or Chief, whatever you want to call him, shows up. Like, they don't explain where they're at, and it's like, what is going on here?
Because like, clearly he's, from America, and you're just like, why are you, I mean, like, if you want to be here, that's fine, but, like, why?
They sort of explain it, but they don't explain, like, where they're at. Like, they took a boat, and then they're just like...
They were going to the front, so they were somewhere in... Germany?
Yeah, but they didn't really like explain where they're getting.
No, yeah, that part I was just like.
And then
what?
This Native American shows up, and I'm like,
just like, "Sup, guys?" And you're like, "It's cool, hi, nice to meet you." But
yeah.
What?
Like that was one of my problems. I did like, and I know that like he's a racial stereotype now, but growing up, I loved Apache Chief. Like he was one of my favorite characters. Do you know who Apache Chief is?
Is like the character from the movie?
No. Well. I think they were kind of nodding at that a little bit, but Apache Chief...
I'm not as familiar with DC stuff.
...was, like, he was like in the Super Friends TV show.
Oh, okay.
And he was a Native American. He was an Apache chief.
Yes.
And his power was to grow, like 4 or 5 stories tall.
Whoa, that's awesome.
And, like, he would yell Apache Chief. And, I'm like, that's really cool. Now, of course, it's a racial thing. But when they said Chief, I'm like... See what you're doing here, and they brought that in, and he was a cool character. And I think all the characters that were there with her, I thought Chris Pine did an amazing job as Steve Trevor.
He was hilarious.
And the supporting cast all lifted her up.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, and like it was never, because that's what supporting cast is meant to do. And like it was never, like she was never degraded into like, oh, my love interest. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There was that one time I was just like, why is this happening?
Well, to me, like, it was the same with, like, Captain America. Like, he has Peggy, and so they have a few moments. So, like, it was supposed to be like that, like, oh...
Yeah, I understand, and, like, Steve Trevor, of course, is Wonder Woman's love interest.
Yeah, and...
But it was just a little weird for me.
It was a little weird, but, I mean, it wouldn't be...
Yeah, and my biggest takeaway from it is the villains were...
Oh, yes.
Or not the last one, but the other two kind of felt hollow. Like there wasn't enough there to really bite down on.
Yeah.
And they could have been really good villains.
They could have been, but I think it was supposed to be that, like, they want you to think, the one thing about this one person, but then it's like, well, clearly that's not what's going to be. It's going to be this other person. But then,
yeah,
wham,
yeah.
I won't talk about that.
It just, I liked what they were doing, but they didn't do enough. Like when they,
I agree with that.
when they went into that meeting, and locked all,
Yeah.
that was a really cool part.
That was great.
And I was like, okay, maybe we're gonna get something, and then we never really did.
Yeah, that was kind of like their peak, I think.
Yeah, and then the third act kind of just went.
But that's because they were trying to introduce the next
Yeah,
villain.
but it was just kind of like that happened, and then like there was a lot of exposition, like them trying to explain things while fighting, and I was just like.
But I feel like that's kind of a DC thing, is they have a lot of exposition to get through.
Yeah, and I will say one thing that I really did enjoy was they didn't try to over-explain like her origin.
Yes.
They didn't kind of like, oh, well, she's an Amazon, and like.
But they drop subtle hints where it's like, oh, maybe not everything's as it seems.
Yeah,
So
and
it's
like,
oh, okay.
they explained it the right way. Like
Yes,
it was
I
like,
agree.
this is her origin, this is what it is, and I love that because a lot of origin movies do like try to explain just the simplest ideas to people.
They drag it out for like half the movie, and you're like, we get it. This is who this person is. Move on.
Yeah, and the first act is the origin, which I loved. Like it was
so
just.
Good.
It was just compact, and that was it.
Actually, one thing I want to add is that the little girl they got to play young Diana was incredible.
Oh, yeah.
I loved her. She was so funny.
Like her, like...
Yeah. And you're just like, yay!
Like, it was great.
It was incredible.
So, if you have not watched the movie, do yourself a favor. And I know I say this about a lot of movies, a lot of games.
This is like absolutely incredible. This is one of the best movies, if not the best movie I have seen in a while. And I've seen a lot of good movies recently.
Yeah.
Like, it's definitely up there for, like, favorite movie of all time now.
Yeah, and all the things we just said is what it's about, okay? And do yourself a favor, go watch it. You'll enjoy it. And if you don't enjoy it, well, you must not like movies.
You must be a terrible person.
Yeah.
One last... I know we've talked about it for a while, but one last thing I want to add is they do a really good job, because it's a war. You know, this isn't really a spoiler. I won't go too deep into it. Is the way they handled the PTSD of the one character. I thought they did a very good job with that. Because they don't, like, over-emphasize it, but it's more like, this is a reality of
what
our
happens.
life now. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the main villain that they really don't talk about is war. Like they make that into an unspoken villain throughout the whole movie. Yeah, it's always like,
oh, it's Ares, but it's like... But, you know, because Greek god, you know, like they're saying, oh, it's Ares the whole time, but it's like, Ares is war, but really it's war itself is the villain, like you said.
And like the horrors and the agony that goes with that, and there's moments in there that really captures it and sends it home. So
yeah, especially, I don't know if I want to say it or not, because it might be a spoiler, but there's a line that, it's whenever they're in the trenches, and Diana's like freaking out, and then Steve's like, look, you know, this is not what we came here to do. Like, we cannot save everybody. Like, it's one of the realities of war. And it just, a lot of their lines, like, really, like, it hits strongly and it really captures how it is in that kind of time.
It hits like Wonder Woman.
Yes, it does. She hits hard.
Like a truck.
Anyway.
All
we'll
right.
talk about that for a while.
So there you go. There's our non-spoilery Wonder Woman review.
I tried to be vague. I know I might have said like a couple things, but they weren't really super spoilery. Like,
that's
you can
okay.
figure it out. Whatever.
It's okay.
Whatever.
If you enjoyed that, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you want gaming content, you can go over to Nerd Cave Gaming right there. If you want to support us, you can check out Patreon right there. If you want more videos, check them out right here. Go ahead, pick one of them. I wonder which one you're going to do. If you're going to be cool, you'd pick any of them. All 4 of them. You'd be awesome.